Okay, so how to make letters in Cinema 4D with the built-in font tool. So we can go to MoGraph and oh no, it used to be called MoText. Not there. Go to text. And here we have our text tool. So if we click on it right here and we go to text spline, well, right now it's the depth, right? So this shows you it's like an extrusion. So I can have it flatter or bigger. Subdivision, if I type in NB, getting this. So if I turn up the subdivision, gives me subdivisions in the what, x-axis. Depth is Z. Ooh. And we have our text, right? So this is going to show you what you're, well, this is going to input what you're writing. So I can have text, texty. As soon as you click and move, you know, the other letters show up. This right here is the font. So if I click right here, I can go to this and get different types of fonts. The cool thing about Cinema 4D that I find that Maya doesn't have is all these texts work when you download them from other websites. So let me show you one of those sites. A new private window. All right. So, okay, didn't know the screen's on. So if I go to the font, I can go here and I can go over here and look at some text I like. So that's kind of cool. Let me see if there's something else. Cartoon. Well, they have a lot of different choices, right? So you can choose from any of these. Those come out kind of strange, but let me get something that looks yeah, this is kind of cool right here, right? The Sponge Boy Me Bob. So you just click on download, go to this right here, open up the file, you click on it, double click, it says install. So you want to click on install. And it's in there, right? So it's called Sponge Boy Me Bob. So let's see if it's in here. It might not be in here. Maybe it is. So if I click on this, let's go to S. I don't see it there, right? So you might have to restart. So let's just do that. New. Just open up a new cinema. So start it up again. Text. Sponge Boy Me Bob. See? So you have to restart it. So it won't just automatically go in there. So now we have this. Cool. Let me type in NB. And we can see some of the wires there. I mean the segments. Cool. All right. So this is pretty cool. Then we can go to align. And all this does is kind of like moves the pivot to the left. We can go middle. So now it's in the middle. And then right. It's on the right. So height. We go to height. It's more of a scale than like stretching it. We have this, which is horizontal spacing. We'll bring it in, space it out. Vertical spacing, doing nothing. All right. Angle, 100% sure angle's doing, but if it says 5 right here, That means it's, I guess it's kind of like subdivision for these curved areas. But it was at 5, so let's keep it at 5. Okay. There's this right here, which I'll get into in a second, but let's go over some of the other options. Coordinates is where it's at, but you could also move that with the manipulator. Caps. We have bevel shape round. So if I turn this up, it gives it, they call it caps, the front and the back of the letter. So when you move the size of the caps, it gives you that the roundness right here. So it's kind of like fillet, but it's on text. So it's like built in like one of these regular shapes, but it's fillet. So if I turn this right here and I go to round, let's go to curve, and you see what this is doing, right? Just giving it a curve. And then this right here, I believe you should be able to add a point to manipulate this. Possibly not. And so this segments right here gives you more subdivisions. Like I said, kind of like fillet. I thought there was a way to manipulate. Yeah, it is, right? So if you look at this right here, and you look at this curve, if I grab this and I move it, it's kind of looking at it like this. So you see this curve, how it goes in and down? That's kind of like what this is doing. I can take this, so it's going inward right now, just like it is right here. If I click on these points, I get the little spline handle, and I can move these wherever I like. So it's pretty versatile. So let me close this out. If I go to solid, it's just gonna give me the solid bevel, which I'm not really feeling so much. And then there's step. So this is kind of like giving it an extrusion on the front face, scaling it in. So it's like doing inner extrude, extrude, inner extrude, extrude. Like that's kind of basically what's doing with this step. And then we have these segments, so you can turn these steps up or keep them as is. Extended shape. I wouldn't even use this so much. I would just stick with this one, the depth, instead of messing with that. It's my personal preference. On caps, they're already automatically on, but if there's no end cap, that means that the back is open. If there is a cap, it's closed. Same thing with the front. All right. So the caps, it's saying the type right now, it's an Ngon, right? So this is not a polygon. This is not something where it's cut up and it's cubes. And polygons matter when we're doing dynamics and certain animations where they want the shape to be watertight and made correctly. So a box is like perfect. A box with divisions is pretty good. So we have this right here. We have some segments. This is like a solid piece because it has polygons. But an Ngon is one or more faces. I'm sorry, 5 or more faces. Or more edges on a polygon. So yeah. So this Ngon, if I go to quadrangles, that means that it's trying to get triangles in here and quads. So it's triangles are cool. 3, 1, 2, 3 is fine because if you have 2 of these, then that equals a polygon. Well, triangle is like a split polygon in a way, so it's all right. And triangles are on cylinders. So They're all right. I don't like triangles so much just because it looks odd to me. I can't model really with triangles, but triangles are fine. Can I delete this? Okay. Then we have Ngon, which means this. The triangle is trying to connect it, and this right here is kind of like a remesh in Houdini. That's what it kind of looks like to me. But it's just trying to connect this up the best it can so it doesn't leave any weird faces here. So it's kind of tight in there, but you know, this works. If these were to be dropped or something or made into some kind of thing that's has dynamics, it will work because the mesh is solid now. And it's regular grid. This probably work too, but it's trying to do something. Once again, I got to refer to Houdini like a divide node where it's trying to divide and give it like a checkerboard kind of pattern. But at the same time, all it's really trying to do is connect to the edges properly. It's kind of weird, but let's just go to what it was originally, which if I go to reset to default, then gone. Cool. Selections, this will come in later when we go to shading, but this is a cap. I mean, this is these refer to the components of it, right? So shell, I have to look at that. But start cap, C1, this means cap 1, and C2 means cap 2. And you can like assign materials based on these areas. R1 is round and R2 is round 2. So when it talks about the round, it means this. If I was to go here and let me make it round. All right. Then if I go over here, the round is enabled because this, I said I'll get into this in a moment, but this is saying, okay, this part right here is referred to as the round. Can't really see it that well. Let me actually try to make it somewhat round. Okay. Yeah, so they refer to this part as the round. So this is going to be the cap. This is the round. And this might be the shell, I think. Like I said, we'll see when I apply some materials to this. Yeah, and then we have edge selection, but that's not that important. Yeah, and those are the most important features. Now this one right here is important too. So kerning, if I click on this and I do show 3D GUI, then I can click on this right here and I can select each individual letter. And so now if I go to this will give me like a scale on that letter. If I go up, this will give me a scale, a vertical scale. This right here will move the entire letter. And yeah, it's basically the end of these functions. And so I can go to each letter and kind of manipulate it how I want. And if you click on this and move it left to right, it'll, you know, move it closer or farther away. So this one right here, I click on this. I can move it in more. I can scale it up more if I wanted to. Make it lower. I thought there was a way to rotate, but it's not. But yeah, and also if I go click on these, I can manipulate it from here. So let's just look at it straight on. horizontal scale, vertical scale. So it's the same thing, but we can just manipulate it with our hand, which is more artistic to do things that way. So this, the same thing. I can move it here. I can go horizontal scale. And we'll mess with the Y, just do it. Cool. Right. So these are our this is the way we can make text. Now there's another way we can make text as well. So let me show you that. If I go over here, well, you know what? Let me stop this.